Hello and welcome to ThePrint. This is Akanksha Mishra and you're watching Scientifix, where I will be taking you through this week's top science news from across the world. Scientists from Cambridge and Glasgow have found that bird flu viruses are particularly dangerous to humans because they can thrive even in fever and high temperatures that would normally stop an infection. Published in Science Journal, the study identifies a viral gene that helps determine how well a flu virus tolerates heat. It explains why some avian flu strains cause such severe disease in humans. Human flu viruses are known to struggle at high temperatures and thrive in the cooler upper respiratory tract around 33 degrees Celsius. Fever, which can push body temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius, is one of the body's defenses against this virus to snuff it out and stop it from replicating. But bird flu viruses are adapted to infect the guts of birds, where temperatures reach 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. The scientists found that the viruses are far less affected by fever. Another concerning fact is that human flus and avian flus can swap genes when they co-infect a host. And this has been noticed before in the 1957 and 1968 global pandemics. If human flu viruses adapt and get the gene that can withstand fever from avian flu viruses, this will spell bad news for flu pandemics. The scientists thus urged greater monitoring of emerging bird flu strains. Next up, a new study in Cell Journal published on 2nd December found further proof that getting the Shingles vaccine may slow down dementia and even prevent dementia-related deaths. This discourse has been ongoing for a few years now. Scientists studying dementia believe that there is a link between neurotropic diseases and dementia onset. Neurotropic diseases are basically associated with or impact the nervous system. They can be anything from polio to flu to measles to shingles. Since dementia is strongly correlated with brain inflammation and these neurotropic diseases speed up brain inflammation, there is a prevailing hypothesis that getting vaccinated against these diseases could inadvertently protect you against dementia to some extent. To be very clear, this research is ongoing, and there's no conclusive theory yet establishing the link between neurotropic vaccines and dementia risk. But the evidence is definitely piling up. So, in this new study, international researchers decided to use a natural experiment in Wales to see whether getting the shingles vaccine has impacted the onset of dementia. They looked at people over the age of 80 in Wales who had received the vaccine and those who hadn't. And they found that among those who had received the vaccine, there was an almost 20% relative reduction in getting mild cognitive impairment, which is early stage dementia. Moreover, among the people already diagnosed with dementia, the people who had received the vaccine were less likely to die from dementia-related causes. The study is important not only because scientists used a natural experiment set up to analyze the impact of the vaccine in Wales, but also because it's contributing to the wider research around dementia and vaccines in the world. Next, the reason for the collapse of the Indus Valley civilization remains one of history's biggest unsolved mysteries. Scientists have put forward many theories, from invasions to economic collapse to great floods, but nothing has been conclusively proven yet. A new paper in Communications Earth and Environment Journal has proposed a new theory: droughts. Scientists from IIT Gandhinagar have said that repeated droughts lasting over 85 years each may have been the reason for the gradual decline of the Indus Valley civilization. The civilization was one of the oldest human civilizations, which began almost 5,000 years ago, centered in present-day northwest India and present-day Pakistan. It was a contemporary of ancient Egypt, but it began declining sometime around 1900 BCE. The Gandhinagar scientists decided to use climate records, historic water levels of lakes in northwest India, and the geochemistry of Indian caves to determine the weather and rainfall patterns in the region during that time period. They found a 0.5 degree temperature increase, a 10 to 20% drop in annual rainfall, and 4 major droughts that stretched across 91% of the Indus Valley region. The scientists found evidence of declining rainfall for years in areas where people abandoned early on. And they also found a final century long drought 3,500 years ago. This drought aligns with archaeological evidence of widespread deurbanization in that region. And it shows that climate stress was a key driver to the slow collapse of the Indus Valley civilization. Finally, have you ever flinched while watching a gory scene on TV or films? There might be a scientific explanation for that to do with your brain's design. A new study by US, UK, and Dutch researchers found that your brain may be doing more than empathizing. It may be simulating the pain that you watch on TV. The study published in Nature shows how scientists looked at brain activity in 174 people watching films like The Social Network and Inception. They found that parts of the brain that were thought to handle only vision also contained hidden body maps. So, what we see on screen triggers echoes of touch on our own bodies. So, when people watch physically violent scenes, visual regions light up in patterns matching the viewer's own body parts. Scenes involving hands activate areas associated with hands. This suggests that the brain is not just watching actions, but also mapping the observed actions directly onto our own sensory system. So, what you're feeling is a result of your body almost mimicking what's happening on screen onto your own body. These findings could have major clinical implications by offering a new, low-stress way to study sensory processing differences in conditions like autism. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning into The Print.